Welcome back to Investing Talk Podcast.
Great to be here.
Today we're taking a deep dive into a really interesting story, right at the crossroads of investing trends and some pretty cutting-edge tech. We're looking at a company called Navitas Semiconductor. You might have seen the name recently because their stock price it surged dramatically.
It certainly did. And it was tied to news involving a huge name in AI, NVIDIA.
Exactly. And this isn't just about a stock pop, is it? It sort of pulls back the curtain on a really critical piece of the puzzle for powering this whole AI revolution.
That's right. It's about the fundamental infrastructure.
So we're going to explore what Navitas actually does, why this partnership is such a big deal, and what it signals about the kind of, the heavy lifting needed for AI's future.
Okay.
We pulled together a bunch of sources, news reports on the deal and the market reaction, some deeper analysis from trading platforms, Navitas' own press releases, market commentary, even some thoughts from financial content creators.
Got a good mix there.
Our mission today is to really understand the technology here, the specifics of the collaboration, figure out why the market reacted so strongly, and what this all means, for Navitas, for semiconductors generally, and for that foundational AI infrastructure. Let's unpack it.
Let's do it.
Okay, so maybe start with Navitas itself. Who are they? What's their specialty?
So Navitas calls itself a pure-play, next-generation power semiconductor company. That's their description.
Pure play meaning they only do this?
Primarily, yes. Their big focus is designing and producing advanced components using materials that go beyond basic silicon, specifically gallium nitride GaN and silicon carbide, Navitas.
Ah, okay. GaN and SiC. I've heard those terms increasingly. Why are these materials so important in power electronics?
Well, it comes down to physics, really. Compared to traditional silicon, GaN and SiC allow you to build power components that are way more efficient, much smaller, and they handle heat much better.
Efficiency, size, heat, the trifecta for modern electronics.
Pretty much, and that's crucial in applications where power management is absolutely key.
And looking at their targets, it seems they're aiming right at those high-growth, power-hungry areas.
They are. Think AI data centers, a huge one. We'll discuss electric vehicles, solar power systems, energy storage.
Also industrial home appliances, mobile phones.
Yes, even consumer electronics. Basically, anywhere you need to convert electricity efficiently and in a small space, these GaN and SiC technologies offer real advantages.
Which brings us neatly to the big news, the NVIDIA collaboration. What exactly was announced?
This news dropped around May 21st, 22nd. Navitas announced they'd been selected by NVIDIA, selected to work on developing a next-generation power architecture.
Okay, and this architecture is?
It's an 800-volt, high-voltage direct current system, HVDC.
800 volts. That sounds like a big jump. What's it for specifically?
It's intended to support NVIDIA's Kyber rack scale systems. These are the units housing their really high-performance GPUs, like the upcoming Rubin Ultra, the ones doing the heavy lifting for AI.
Right. And the power needed for that kind of AI compute is just exploding, isn't it?
Exploding is the right word. We're talking massive increases. Data centers running these AI models need gigawatts of power now. Gigawatts.
And the old ways of getting power to the chips inside the racks? It's just not cutting it anymore.
They're hitting serious limitations. Traditionally, you might distribute power inside a server rack at, say, 54 volts. That was fine for a while, maybe up to a few hundred kilowatts per rack.
But now racks are drawing much more.
Way more. As you push towards a megawatt per rack, or even beyond, that 54-volt approach requires incredibly thick, heavy copper cables to handle the sheer amount of current.
Which causes problems with space, heat, efficiency.
All of the above. One source mentioned you'd need over 200 kilograms of copper just for the wiring in a single 1 megawatt rack using the traditional 54V system. That's just not sustainable or efficient when you scale it up.
So this move to 800V HVDC is driven by that need for density and efficiency at massive scale.
It seems to be a necessary evolution. The idea is you take the high-voltage AC power from the grid, maybe 13.8 kilovolts, and convert it directly to 800 volts DC right at the perimeter of the data center.
Okay, so fewer conversion steps.
Considerably fewer. Older systems might have multiple AC to DC and DC to DC conversions. This direct 800V approach aims to cut several of those out.
And the benefits are?
Well, higher efficiency, for one. Fewer conversions mean less energy lost, potentially up to 5% better end-to-end efficiency, which is huge at data center scale. Also, better reliability because there are fewer components that can fail.
Fewer power supply failures could mean lower maintenance, too.
That's another projection, potentially a 70% drop in maintenance costs related to power supply unit failures. Plus, lower cooling costs because you're generating less waste heat.
And the copper savings you mentioned.
Dramatic. Because power equals voltage times current, if you raise the voltage significantly, you need much less current for the same power. Less current means thinner, lighter copper wires. The estimate was up to 45% reduction in copper.
Makes sense. It's all geared towards powering these incredibly dense 1-megawatt racks and whatever comes next.
That's the objective, pushing the boundaries of power delivery.
And Navitas' role is providing the key semiconductor tech within this 800V system.
Correct. Their GaN fast, that's their gallium nitride tech. And their Gen6-SiNa, the silicon carbide parts, were specifically chosen to support this new architecture, right across the power chain from the grid connection down to the GPUs themselves.
It's important context, though, that NVIDIA isn't just working with Navitas on this, right?
Good point. NVIDIA is collaborating with several other big industry names on this 800V HVDC initiative. Companies like Infineon, Texas Instruments, Eaton, Vertivim.
So it's more like an ecosystem shift, not just a single supplier deal.
It points towards a broader industry move towards this kind of higher voltage DC architecture for high power applications.
Okay, let's drill down a bit more into Navitas' technology itself. What are their specific contributions here beyond just using GaN and SiM?
Well, they've been innovating specifically in power supply units, PSUs, for data centers for a while. There's a clear progression shown in the sources.
Like what?
They had earlier designs like 2.7 kilowatt, 3.2 kilowatt TSUs. Then they developed a 4.5 kilowatt unit that was notably smaller and hit over 97% efficiency. Very dense.
And more recently.
Last November, they announced an 8.5 kilowatt PSU specifically for AI data centers. They claimed it was the world's first design to meet certain industry standards from the Open Compute Project, hitting 98% efficiency.
And even bigger ones now.
Just recently, at an AI Tech Night event on May 21st, they actually presented a 12 kilowatt PSU design, so constantly pushing the power levels up.
Wow. And they have some proprietary tech, too, something called IntelliWeave.
Yes, IntelliWeave. That's described as a patented digital control technique. Think of it as smarts layered on top of the GaN and SiC power stages.
And what does that achieve?
When they combine IntelliWeave with their advanced GaN components, like their GaNSafe products and their latest 6 MOSFETs, they can achieve extremely high peak efficiencies, particularly in something called power factor correction, or PFC. Up to 99.3% peak efficiency was mentioned.
Which means less wasted power.
Significantly less. One source suggested this combination could cut power losses by around 30% compared to existing solutions. It's about making the power conversion as clean and efficient as absolutely possible.
And does this advanced tech help simplify the overall power system design inside the rack?
It seems so. They're talking about enabling a shift away from more complex, traditional two-stage power conversion designs towards simpler single-stage topologies.
How?
Products like their 650-volt bidirectional GaN ICs and their high-speed isolated gate drivers, these components help make that simplification feasible. A simpler design can be more reliable and, crucially, frees up valuable space inside the server rack.
Which is always at a premium in data centers.
Always. Every cubic inch counts.
So for Navitas, getting picked by NVIDIA for this critical 800V project, that must feel like a huge validation.
Oh, absolutely. From their perspective, it's a major endorsement. The Navitas CEO, Gene Sheridan, basically framed it that way as powerful validation of their leadership in high-power GaN and CC, not just for AI data centers, but also for EVs and other demanding markets.
A real stamp of approval, as
Yep.
one source put it.
It certainly comes across that way, a signal that their technology is seen as ready for these incredibly critical high-performance applications.
Which I suppose directly leads to the market reaction we saw. It was pretty explosive.
It was quite something. When the news officially broke around May 22nd, Navitas stock just took off. In pre-market trading, it was up, I think, as much as 163% at one point.
Wow. And it settled still way up.
Yeah, it closed with gains well over 125%. A truly massive single-day move for the stock.
And that's especially dramatic when you consider where the stock had been trading just before this news.
It really puts it in perspective. Sources pointed out that earlier in 2025, Navitas shares were actually near record lows. They'd had a pretty rough start to the year, down about, 39.5% through March.
Why the earlier weakness?
It was largely attributed to slower revenue growth than the market had perhaps been expecting. So this NVIDIA news seems to have completely flipped the script on market sentiment.
What were analysts saying before this happened? Any sense of the consensus view then?
One source mentioned a moderate buy consensus rating with an average price target somewhere around $3.25.
Okay, so that target is obviously completely outdated now after the stock jumped so much.
Completely. You'd expect analysts to be significantly revising those targets upwards now.
And how are people talking about this opportunity for Navitas now? What's the narrative?
It's being framed as potentially transformative. An asymmetric upside story was one description. Some called it like Navitas getting a golden ticket into NVIDIA's very influential ecosystem.
Positioning them as a company you really have to watch now in this AI infrastructure build-out.
That seems to be the view, a must-watch player in that race.
But there's an important nuance here, isn't there? It's a collaboration, not necessarily a massive purchase order signed on day one.
That's a really crucial distinction, and some of the analysis rightly highlighted it. This announcement is about a collaboration to develop this new 800V architecture.
So validation and a foot in the door, but not guaranteed sales volume yet.
Not guaranteed volume, no. It opens up enormous potential, obviously. If this 800V architecture becomes standard for NVIDIA's high-end systems, Navitas is incredibly well-positioned. But the opportunity is tied to the successful development, rollout, and adoption of this new system. It's not automatic.
Got it. And you mentioned there was quite a bit of buzz online about this too.
There was. Social media platforms apparently lit up with excitement, lots of discussion about Navitas' tech leadership, the potential scale of the opportunity, and even some speculation floating around about, potential acquisitions down the line.
Though, as always, got to take rumors with a grain of salt until there's official word.
Always best practice to wait for company confirmation on things like that.
Okay, so summing up Navitas' position now, we have this huge validation from NVIDIA, but also the context of their recent performance. What are the key strengths and maybe the red flags or risks people should be aware of?
On the plus side, the sources highlight a strong innovation pipeline. They keep bringing out new products, claiming industry firsts. This NVIDIA partnership is clearly a massive strength, huge validation.
Anything else?
Management seems to be proactively addressing challenges. One source mentioned an executive steering committee focused on managing expenses better and speeding up their product roadmap. And financially, they were noted as having zero debt, which is a positive.
Okay, but what about the challenges or risks? The picture isn't entirely rosy based on the sources.
No, there are definite headwinds. The biggest one highlighted was that Q1 2025 revenue number. A significant year-over-year decline, $14 million versus $23.2 million the year before.
That points to some underlying issues. Volatility.
It suggests either operational challenges or maybe just market slowness impacting them, and certainly indicates revenue can be volatile right now. There was also mention of potential risk from executive turnover reports of the CTO and COO stepping down.
Okay. What else?
Well, they invest heavily in R&D, which is good for innovation, but it means they're consuming cash, even though they reported positive free cash flow recently. Like all semiconductor companies, they face potential supply chain issues.
And competition. They're not the only ones playing in GaN and cyber.
Definitely not. There's significant competitive pressure from much larger incumbent semiconductor companies who are also investing heavily in GaN and SIM now. And finally, there's just plain execution risk. Can they scale up production effectively to meet the demand if these big opportunities materialize?
So a mix of exciting potential and real challenges to navigate.
Well,
what's the general outlook then, balancing those?
analysts cited in the sources seem to expect a recovery in revenue growth through the rest of fiscal 2025 after that slow Q1 start.
What could drive that growth?
Continued rollout of their newer products like components for the EV market, which are automotive qualified. And obviously the potential stemming from projects like this NVIDIA 800V collaboration. If that leads to substantial follow-on contracts, it could be huge.
So the advice is basically watch closely, monitor execution.
That seems sensible. Keep an eye on their upcoming results and how well they execute on these strategic initiatives and product launches.
Okay, let's bring this back to you, the listener. Why does this whole story about Navitas, GaN, CD, and 800-volt systems actually matter? It sounds quite technical.
It is technical, but it's a fantastic case study. It shows how these specialized tech companies, maybe ones that aren't household names, are absolutely essential enablers for the massive trends you do hear about, like AI.
So the innovation in something seemingly niche like power semiconductors is actually fundamental.
It's completely fundamental. Think about it. The most powerful AI chips are useless without efficient, reliable, dense power delivery systems. The stuff Navitas makes, this advanced power management tech, is like the plumbing and wiring required to make the whole AI data center function effectively at scale.
It highlights that the infrastructure behind the computing is just as critical as the chips themselves.
Precisely.
And following these shifts in infrastructure, like this move towards 800V HVDC, helps you understand the bigger picture of where technology is heading.
It does. This isn't just some minor technical adjustment. It's a necessary evolution driven by the relentless energy demands of AI and other advanced computing. Understanding these infrastructure changes helps you appreciate the underlying forces shaping the future, and it can point to where the next opportunities or bottlenecks might emerge in the tech ecosystem.
So today we've peeled back the layers on Navitas Semiconductor. We looked at their specialized GaN and CC tech, this really pivotal partnership with NVIDIA for future AI data center power, the incredible market reaction, and also the company's financial context and the risks involved.
It's a fascinating snapshot of innovation meeting market demand at a critical point. Really underscores how vital power management has become.
Absolutely. It leaves you with a provocative thought, doesn't it? Given that AI's massive power needs are forcing these fundamental changes in data center architecture, using things like HPDC, what other, maybe overlooked areas of infrastructure or component technology might suddenly become critical bottlenecks?
Or conversely, hidden opportunities.
Exactly, as AI just keeps growing relentlessly. Something definitely worth pondering as you look at the tech landscape.
A very relevant question for investors and technologists alike.
We certainly hope you found this deep dive informative and maybe a bit thought-provoking. If you did, please do consider subscribing to the podcast, liking this particular discussion, and maybe leaving a comment. Let us know your thoughts or any questions you might have.
Your feedback really does help us shape what we cover next.
Thanks for tuning in.